Amumu support scourge of 2022. Now still being played up in that jungle role. As we get onto the Rift here for game number 3, Kabum versus Pain Gaming. And now for Pain, with this comp they've drafted, I'm kind of expecting them to just do nothing and rock up to objectives. That kind of feels like a lot of what has been going on here for Pain. And they've just not been allowed to do that, right? No one is allowing them to sit back and do whatever they want and not kind of engage with the game at large outside of large objective fights. And Kabum, as you pointed out, with this comp, with these Zoomer champs, I expect it to be a similar story.
Kind of, yeah. I think both teams do want to scale up. And Trajan, really, was it the comp that gave it away from Pain? I feel like it's the 8 games they played before this.
Yeah, there's a bit of context there. There's a bit of data, a bit of historical data to be informed in that one, for sure. And yeah, exactly, right? It just feels like there's no real pain being offered here. The pain is just for the fans at this point. Like, there's no... We were talking before about Red Canids and a potential lack of killer instinct of our previous top team, and we saw that again today. Pain does feel similar to that. It feels like the spark isn't really there.
Well, there are some sparks at least in the bot lane here, and I like this from Weiser. He's actually invading to try and delay this. I don't know
Nice,
if
just
it's...
reset it to BM. Nice.
It's good. You're slowing down Scary. I don't know if it's worth giving up the lane advantage in the top lane over a GP for. But, I mean, Jax can do a lot if he can catch up to that GP. And right now, Lonely's on the wrong side of the lane. Barrow does land, though.
Yeah, Weiser doesn't get away with that one. And Lonely, of course, when you can make good use of the Trial by Fire passive to push, and then getting that lane is so strong. And Duds and Skuro here making a good use out of the Varus Heimerdinger early on. It is a devastating 2v2. The range and the poke that can come out of this duo is nigh unmatched. Damage gonna have a little bit of trouble maybe breaking into that one, though. He does have the Rakan. It's not the tank that we would have loved to see, but it is an engager, I guess.
Close enough. I mean, we did get to see IU play a really good Rakan earlier. Didn't win, but it looked good. Hopefully Damage can do the same here as well. Now, Trajan, you know, you mentioned as well that Pain, this is a competition that wants to scale up here. Usually teams don't give them a free scale here. It did happen last week on Sunday. Liberty gave Pain Gaming all that time, and Pain still could not execute. So I am a little worried, well, very worried about that. In fact, for our caster predictions today, this is the only game where we had consensus on who was going to win.
Wow.
And I'm sad to say, it's not Pain.
When even Furia can still have faith in it as Scary, Scary and Yuri, the couple's nickname, I suppose, for Scary and Yuri, do come in and take the flash from Dinkado. Easy as that. Quick in and out, job done. But yeah, the fact that Furia even had votes over Los Grandes, and Pain couldn't get a couple over Kabum is fairly telling, I think. Now, Furia did make it a very close game. They actually went the distance with Los Grandes, and let's see if Pain can maybe join their compatriot there. The old dominant teams of this league, you know, all 3 of our top 3 teams from last split are currently in the mid-pack soup. No one is really hitting the same way they used to, apart from, I guess, Red until this week.
Yeah, even now they're starting to get bogged down a little bit.
Really.
Yeah, Loud, Pain, Red, but out of all of them, Pain is the lowest rank. They're the ones fighting for, you know, for that 7th through 9th spot coming through, and then you see them going up against Kabum, who is looking to tie up Red. This fight does not look equal. However, so far, things are. Pain is still farming. Fine. They've not been punished. Yeah, we saw the guy go into the mid lane, but Dinkado was able to get out for now. Level 6 though, Trajan. I don't know if that will still be true when Akali gets her wings, when Varus gets his ultimate.
Yes, Yuri has been performing very well in the mid lane. I think I haven't been kind of focusing as much on him with other players like have been stepping up. Players like Nosferus have been really impactful for me, and then How's of course trying to, oh my goodness, Weiser. This is not looking so hot, my friend. This is getting a bit tough. He wants to fight out in the minion wave as well. Takes another Q, steps back. And this is dangerous. This is really dangerous, man. You've got a cull.
That's a fresh.
He's going in again? What? How's he getting away with this? Is this allowed?
Okay, whoa. I love Pain, but Weiser, you cannot disrespect my people. Like,
no.
Enough minions will kill a champion, bro. Like, he's forced to kind of push back a little bit and look at Scary here. They recognize that, hey, Weiser is kind of low. He's chugging pots like none other right now. He's probably about to OD on it. Like, if Scary, you just dive this, easy clap.
He's going in again. Scary has rotated away, and to be fair to Weiser, he's not dead, and Lonely's out of mana almost. He's kind of, if Lonely had the mana for 2 Qs at one time, this would be like, you're just dead. But because he's just not quite got enough resource, Wise ends up absorbing this full wave.
You know what it is, Trajan? Scary and Lonely don't have a cute couple name. Whereas Scurry in the mid lane, that's a cute name.
Yeah.
So Scary will go mid. I mean, Scary doesn't hit right.
And Skuro, you know? They've got, I guess, if that's Scurry, that could also be Skuro and Yuri. There's just, these guys are forming a polycule, I think, as they get across these lanes. And Lonely, true to his name, is kind of left on his own, you know? He doesn't really have a, he's not part of the polycule. He has to just play GP.
It's fine. Lonely probably is going to be okay being on an island. He's a pirate, you know. He's burying his treasure up there, and he's skilling. Yeah. That's the most important thing. Lonely's winning out this lane, which is massive for him as well here. Later on, of course, Jax does become an issue in the 1v1, but Lonely's spacing has been immaculate up to this point. Dragon being started up by Kabum. This is a fairly early Dragon for today. This split, we've seen some early Dragons, but today, for some reason, they've been kind of slow. Kabum are committing to it, and I like this sort of proactivity. I like this macro play.
Yeah, it looked like they were kind of hesitant at the start, just going, oh, who's coming? Is this going to draw someone over? Do you have a problem here? But they kept it alive, and Karaoke arrived. They see he doesn't have ult, I think, and they're like, well, what are you going to do? But actually, Damage doesn't want to let him get away with it. Scary. Takes a bit of follow-up, has the aftershock to keep him alive, though. It's going to tick off for now. Duds is committing. The Cannon Barrage came down as well. It was enough to dissuade Pain. And there's the Dragon. Hextech cleanly picked up by the Kabum side.
Have been pretty free. They have like a 22.9% Dragon take rate. And I didn't check their first Dragon rate, but I'm pretty sure it's close to 0. Like, Pain just... don't go for Dragon. It's not a thing. B-Voy and Damage have been struggling to get any sort of traction here. So I was pleasantly surprised when they actually went up to contest that and actually traded pretty well. Now the question is, of course, whether they can actually do anything with it. Karaoke wasn't 6 yet. B-Voy, Damage weren't 6 yet. As I say that, B-Voy takes 6. Now that they are level 6 this year, I think the next skirmishes we see will be a lot more committed. And I'll be surprised if there are a lot of people who walk away alive.
Yeah, for sure. With the amount of committal, the amount of team fight power that Pain is bringing with the quickness and the Curse of the Sad Mummy, there's a lot of lockdown they have there to try and pick off these members. People like Heimerdinger, like Varus, who, when they don't have all of their come on now, Duds. That's pretty rude. That's pretty rude stuff there at Karaoke. Going to be delayed a little bit. As the Herald is just about to pop up, and they might use this time for Scurry. I keep saying Scurry. For Scary to head over and get that one, or maybe he looks for top lane. He's on Vision right now, though.
You're just being a prophet, Trajan. Skuro is gonna gank mid lane. That's why they call him Scurry. You know that they're going there. The polycule has to come together here.
Yeah, they're all coming together in that mid lane. The little love triangle there, connecting Duds and Lonely just to the left on the outside. But they are all rotating up now. They didn't rush onto this Herald. Scary's starting up now, but everyone from Pain has rotated over. Damage needs to get that level 6. He really wants that quickening to make the impact in this ensuing fight.
Yeah, and he's trying to leech off this mid wave here, but they're actually having problems clearing out. Skuro's poke is so much more effective here, and Kabum, they were considering a second. They were pulling Duds actually up towards that Herald. They wanted the full 5v5, and we said it before, Kabum's got a strong teamfight composition as well here, so it does really come down to mechanics. Karaoke going to be the first one into the pit, actually hopping over the wall, and Kabum saw it.
Yes, they have seeded the ground for now. Scary's rotating over. Damage still level 5. But now we've got Xayah coming up, and Duds is still stalwartly down in the bot lane. So Pain are going to be able to get this Herald without a contest by Kabum. And I would say that Kabum, despite the fact, they have a very strong early game record as far as I can tell so far. They seem to be very well performing in the early stages. And then after week 1, they're getting very good at securing and running through those leads. They are a little bit down for now, though, but they're not a team that I think is liable to throw early games away by taking risky moves.
Yeah, that was Kabum of last split, where they would just coin flip games all the way here. But this time, definitely, they've been a lot more consistent. In fact, specifically that stat, Trajan, you're talking about, gold difference at 15, Kabum is second in the league at plus 802. Pain is on the other end of the spectrum. They are second from the bottom in the league at negative 966. Add that together, it's like 1,768 gold difference. Right now, Pain is up gold, Trajan. Pain is doing the thing. It's hard for me to not have hope.
They're doing the thing, and Wiser seems to have found an angle onto Lonely right here with the lamppost that flashes in and takes the first blood. It looked a little dicey early on, but the Jax comes good.
They're doing it, Trajan. They're actually doing it. And the thing I love most there too is that Weiser held the flash as well. Lonely thought he was safe, so was holding his flash, thinking, "Oh, I'll flash when he flashes." Didn't expect that Weiser jumps and gets the kill. Massive for the Jax, somebody we said who can take over that lane as well. And it's scary giving Jax a lead, because if he does take over that lane, then GP having the group with the team is not always ideal. And there's nobody who can really answer that Jax if GP falls too far behind either.
Yeah, I love that coming into this game, we'd finally broken RMC's spirit and he hadn't predicted Pain for the first time anyway. And then as soon as they get first blood, that's all it took. And now they're doing it, boys. They're back in. Pain train is a-rolling. He's back on the hype train. So that's all it takes. Yeah, that's a true blue Pain fan, everybody, is RMC. So we'll see if they can keep this one rolling. They've got themselves over 1,000 now. Dragon coming up in 25. And ideally, they'd want to stop that stacking coming through. But we haven't seen too much action out of Kabum either yet. They've got ults of their own, especially this Varus ult, this Sejuani ult. They could have some pretty dangerous pick potential before that objective fight.
Yeah, all the ults are unlocked across all the champions right now, and we've yet to see the first real team fight. Only kill came from a solo kill, and the last time the teams kind of stared at each other was Baron, and Kabum just completely conceded that. So I'm hyped to watch this team fight, because that will tell us a lot about how things are going to go, and specifically, the ones I want to watch are actually Yuri for the side of Kabum. Can this Akali find ways into the backline, and B-Boy for Pain Gaming, because B-Boy has consistently been sort of the carry condition that Pain have set up for themselves. He hasn't done it yet, but he's always being set up for it.
Yes, Scary slides forward, doesn't find a way onto damage. Karaoke heads over to the Gromp instead, and Kabum might just start this one up. They've got some vision to clear out, though. Pain are going to know what's going on.
Oh my
as
goodness.
Kabum start this Dragon. Are they just conceding it entirely? It looks like maybe they are.
Trajan,
Coming
this
over.
was not what I signed up for.
No. He's given up on the Gromp now. Karaoke doesn't want to let this one go. He's going to go straight forward. He's not going for the Dragon. In fact, it's picked up by Yuri of all people. And there's the fight coming through. Skuro does get picked away as Duds is pushed back by B-Boy.
Oh!
Damage now escapes as a scoop back from Dinkado. Disengages the play. It's one for Dragon after that fight.
Really well played from Dinkado. We said for Kabum, you know, I want to see if Yuri was able to clean up, get in there. Unfortunately not. A really good Emperor's Divide just kept Yuri away from executing low health targets. And for Pain Gaming, I'm doubly surprised, because I said watch B-Boy. I was watching B-Boy. He was farming. Didn't even participate in that fight there. They just properly recognized that, hey, Kabum's going to be kind of low after brute forcing this Dragon. We can capitalize on that. We can get a kill. They didn't get the Dragon, though. And Kabum's Dragon stacking win con is still on the table. And I think a lot of that just the team fight potential that did come through. They burst out Skuro immediately there, and that was basically it. If they didn't burst out Skuro, you know, they weren't going to do it. Damage on that Rakan, fast feet, man. I guess that's why they're still prioritizing Rakan over like the tankier supports, because tankier supports wouldn't be able to get out of that situation, and you're fully committed, whereas like Rakan still has ways out, even if things go south.
Yeah, there was one 5-point strike from Yuri in that fight that just missed straight up. Went wide, didn't connect onto damage, and he gets away in less than 100 HP. So I think that probably does it at the end of the day. But there's a lot going on in that space, you know? There's a lot of memes going around about the visual clarity of League of Legends these days. And it's pretty hard to tell what's going on when you've got 8 champions just standing on top of each other in the river.
I would argue, though, Trajan, that as true as that argument is, it does not apply to 5-point strike. If there are 8 people stacking, you press Q and you hit 5
in
of
the
them.
middle. Yeah, you put it in the middle of the crush, and you'll probably get it done. True.
We'll cut Yuri some slack. They did get the Dragon for now, though. I think Kabum, they're falling behind in gold. They are 2k down, Trajan. This is opposite of what we were expecting. We're expecting Pain to be 2,000 down, and a lot of this feels like it's coming off Pain reacting. They're not being proactive. They're not setting up these plays necessarily. They're just kind of walking in and going, oh, Kabum's here, let's fight. Now, what that means for the mid game is that I don't know if we're going to see Pain accelerate things, right? It feels like it's still on Kabum, even though they're behind, to be proactive and to make things happen. It's just that they've got to make things happen in a cleaner fashion where they are not getting punished on the way out.
Yeah, Pain don't really have they don't have the Dragon stacking right. They can't force an early soul necessarily. They don't really have something super hard to play for. They've got this Wiser split push that could come through. He's got his Mythic. He's got the kill already. He's got a little bit of a lead. Pop that Cull as well. So he is going to be that threat building up for sure. I mean, Lonely's going to get there at some point as well. But for now, it seems like Pain, I'm just waiting for the next dragon, to be honest. But perhaps they might have something a bit spicier in mind. Yuri's at the tower, Karaoke and damage are there, but he's got the Shroud. Gonna hit that 5-point strike, not gonna miss that one at point blank range, and they will just step away with that tower taking some damage. Yeah, I don't know, it feels like Kabum, they're kind of hovering around, you know, Sejuani looking for things to do, but it's not really an angle that they've found, at least, just yet.
Yeah, and I feel like Pain's doing like the stereotypical Pain thing, which is they're posturing. Like they've got the idea, they're just gun shy. And I don't know why you'd be gun shy at this point. Like you've got all this engaged, you want to use it, and against Nakali, you can just lock her down too. You can actually dogpile in, try and burst her. We saw it last game how clean turret dives can be against squishier targets.
Yeah, and in that game 1, Los Grandes catching out the Rakan with the Sejuani out right into Talia, just popping them like 100-0 under tower and walking away. It can be that easy if you layer that CC, if you're cohesive enough. As we see Lonely giving plenty of space to Weiser up there. The Herald did reset, so it's still an option. And with the Dragon up in a minute, let's see if they maybe want to trade for it, or if Kabum are going to try and find a better fight. It's hard to say right now. We're just kind of waiting to see how they want to play, right? You said that last fight. It will give us an idea of how this game's going to go. And they tried to fight. No one really died. They ran away pretty quickly. And now we're just kind of waiting to see, all right, is everyone scared? They don't want to fight now? Do they want to just try and trade? Kabum seems like they're trying to rush this one away.
Yeah, I think Kaboom's doing the right thing. They're still playing all the macro objectives, right? They've gotten every single objective this game so far, and they will be able to get this one as well. So Kabum, they're just doing things by the book, by the numbers here. And that's why we're kind of waiting to see if Pain does anything, right? Like,
I guess maybe the onus on Pain.
Yeah, it's just like poking the thing and saying, do something, do something. Unfortunately, Pain isn't doing anything. The top side, though, the one, to me, really bright shining point for this team, and it feels like the only proactive point, is Weiser in that top side. Koreans have a very distinct age structure there. You have to respect your seniors, your sunbae, and it looks like Lonely's been doing that. So, Weiser is winning that. Actually, looked at the Herald and thought about soloing it for a little bit, and then realized I can't. Wait, is Pain doing the thing? They took a turret. Are they going to dragon? Are they? Of course not.
No, straight past it. Drop the ward is what they've done there. Duds, he's got to get away from this one. He holds his flash. Pretty bold by the boy, but he does get away and stops out the Rakan point blank. Chains of Corruption with the potential re-engage. Yuri, how's Spicy C feeling? Not spicy enough to go for the dive. And Duds getting out alive there. I thought that was the greediest flash hold of all time.
Yeah, I was like, where's the cleanse? I was like, oh, Duds didn't take cleanse. He's a ghost here. Yeah, that was playing with fire, but really well played from him. He did have to burn both eventually to get out, but he does live. And Pain, don't quite find the kill. They are in position to take this dragon. The Weiser actually walking down, held the TP here. Are they going to start it up? Finally, it gets chipped. Duds is walking back right now, and Kabum looking to just try and poke out, find what they can here.
Yes, Weiser is on the flank, just watches Scary, head back to his team. Could flank and Duds. If Duds walks into Weiser, he's got no summoner. It's not going to be ideal. He's giving it a wide berth, and Kabum, they don't like this one. They don't feel good about it. They're going to go for the Herald trade instead. Going to try and get this charge off, but burn through the wave, looking for it. Here it comes through. See if they can get this full turret down, which won't be too bad at all. Though they do lose the dragon stacking, and it slows down that potential win condition later on.
Kabum, they do the right thing. They went, to that mid lane. They just drop Herald. They take it. They decide not to contest for that dragon because they already used a lot of their big team fight tools. It wasn't available here. They're playing it right. And to be honest, Trajan, I'm not liking it. 2 kills at 20 minutes is not my speed for CBLOL here. But you can't argue with how effective it is for Kabum here. We mentioned their scaling before. They are not in a rush. They will happily do this all day long.
Yeah, is there going to come a point where conceding the fight and going and getting gold across the map is not the right thing for Kabum to do? Or is that basically just always correct against the draft that Pain Gaming have?
It's the safer it's the safer way to play the game, right? Like, if they don't have to fight, they don't necessarily want to. They know that they're behind. They recognize that, hey, our lanes actually lost out in CS, especially in the top side and the bot lane. And Pain do have a team fight composition. So it's a risk you want to take with the hands check.
They're looking for maybe stun. He still holds the ultimate, and look at all this rotation coming through from Pain. They're responding very heavily and Scary. I don't think you're getting out of this one, my friend. Weiser commits the flash. Dinkato will take the kill onto the Kabum jungler. So finally they attempt to make a small play, please sir, and they get TP'd on by Weiser, flashed on by Weiser, and it goes a bit wrong.
Wait. Are they?
It could go very wrong. Could go very wrong.
I mean, jungler is down. Scary is dead. That's the smite here.
Yeah.
And Lonely doesn't have TP.
He's ulted in the pit. They'll get some damage down. I'm trying to commit onto Darts. They catch her up with the ultimate. Where's the follow-up? B-Boy comes forward. They found Skuro. They've stopped the Baron for now. Damage though with the flank onto Duds. The summonerless Duds gets engaged on, and Dinkato desperately trying to finish the job, but he hasn't done it. Dinkato eats an arrow and a Q to the face of Lonely, who picks up the second. How did Kabum salvage that one?
They just played that out really, really well. And Pain just should not have gone for Baron at 20 minutes. We've seen this happen so many times. Was it literally last game where, like, whichever, Fury versus Lost, whoever went for Baron ended up losing that fight after. It's so early in the game, and Pain, you know, I respect that they're doing things. That to me is a good sign. But doing the Baron at 20 minutes, definitely not the right call there. And it costs them. Turning on to Duds as well. There's a reason why we've been praising Duds after, you know, a lackluster 2022 season. And a lot of it is his positioning as well. His ability to pump out damage. A lot of times when you're running, you're not doing damage. And in this particular case, I feel like the call was a mistake from Pain, where they didn't expect Carioca to actually go in. You saw that he went in, everybody was going out. And because of that, even when they do get the catch into Duds, it's a little bit too far. Wiser, Dinkato, Carioca, these guys, like, they just can't get the damage where you need to get. And then it's a Varus. If you don't kill him, his range is so long. That fadeaway shot just looks so good.
Yeah, with the little shrug from Duds there. Twice now they have really tried to drop everything on his head, and he's gotten away alive. And remember, this is on hit Varus. This isn't even poke Varus. So if you don't kill him and you end up standing next to a Varus who's scaled up his Quincy's, he's gonna shred you. He's gonna absolutely murder you with that Bloodward shield. So, and that's what he's done twice now. He's gotten away and he's fired back. Lonely as well, picking up some gold, has now hit 2 items, including the Navori. So some of these scaling threats are really starting to get online for Kabum. Pain have to pick their fights carefully.
Yeah, but that's, you know, for Pain, they're still winning out the 1v1. If they can match Wiser to Lonely, that's okay. Anywhere else, though, those 2 items are definitely going to be an issue. B-Boy still has Flush, still has Cleanse as well. Didn't use either. Didn't even use the ultimate against Scary, holding his nerve. So Pain, I think they're having a much better display of mechanics than we were seeing before. And I'm still hopeful, but we've not seen that big, you know, game-defining fight yet. Yes, we've kind of seen team fights, but it still feels really scattered here, Trajan. And to me, it just feels like the tension's mounting till we get to see that team fight.
Yeah, we haven't had that blowout, right, where someone gets absolutely wiped. And even then, they got 1 kill. We thought, oh, the Baron's coming in for a Pain. Maybe this will do it. And it actually just loses them a bit of gold lead at the end of the day, and they don't really get anything done. So we're still waiting to see who is going to take actual full control of this game. Kabum giving a lot of respect to Pain right now, more respect than most potentially would offer Pain in this situation. But Kabum, as we said, that's kind of their bread and butter. They are not going to be drawn into silly mistakes. They have had a worse early game than usual, but they are not being tripped up, not being caught out by Pain Gaming, as the Dragon is live, and this might be an opportunity for Pain to drag them into a bad spot.
Yep, and thank you for the correction. I've just been informed as well that, sorry, Kabum did not take all the early game objectives. Pain actually got the first Herald here, and they're looking to get themselves a second Drake as well. Mountain stacking here. They don't necessarily have true tanks. They've got the Amumu, I guess, but stacking mountains is always good. They're looking for the threat here. Flanks from Damage and Wiser. Are they going to pull the trigger?
Wiser, this time Lonely slowing him down. Scary committing for the flip. Who's going to find it? Picked up by the Amumu, and Wiser going to find them in. Yuri goes in, shoved right back out by Dinkato, just like last time. And Damage slowing him down. Wiser isolates Lonely. You got to imagine he's going to batter down this GP. That's the first kill of the fight, but on the other side, Karaoke is 2v1 by Duds and Scary. Again, simply a 1-for-1, but it is the Dragon onto Pain again. They've evened it up 2-2.
So, Trajan, do we consider that like a full team fight? Because,
I mean, they were all there, but
yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're all there, but I'm left feeling unfulfilled there. It felt like their objectives were very clear. Pain and Kabum, they kind of just wanted the Dragon, and then the resulting fight felt like 2 separate skirmishes happening. We had the Pain collapse, the flanks coming in, which were great. Damage and Wiser getting in there, and then on the other side, you kind of had Karaoke just trying to get out, and the rest of Kabum just collapsing in here. And I think both teams are doing a really good job of stifling the win conditions for each team. We said for Pain, it's about B-Voy. Well, B-Voy doesn't get to be in the fight. He gets forced out very, very early, doesn't have that much control over things. And for Kabum, we said it's Yuri. Likewise, Yuri gets forced out very early by Wiser. And without their win cons here, the teams just kind of feel like they're still testing out the waters. And if we can't get our win cons into this, if we can't get the big carries into this, forget it. We don't want to fight. Yeah. Objective was already secured by Pain. Just disengage.
Yeah, they're very eager to throw the hands up and go, okay, all right, nah, we don't like it anymore. Whatever, it's fine. Fight's over anyway, as you say. All right, objective's done. There's no point. You know, it's getting a little bit scary, and I don't want that anymore. So they're very eager to disengage so far. As Lonely threatens onto Ninkado, doesn't find that barrel though, which could have led to more. But yeah, neither of these teams willing to just go, nah, we're in here, we've committed. They're not playing like the Titan method, you know, like we've started fighting now. Like what am I supposed to do? Back off? That's not very interesting. That's not very interesting.
That's not CBLOL. What are you talking about?
these guys love to back off. So, but overall, it's hang on a second. They're committing for a dive onto Duds, who does have the flash still. Doesn't even need to use it with a cannon barrage to escape as well. And again, they just cannot get the kill onto Duds despite what they throw at him.
I don't know. Okay, I've said this a couple of times. I don't know what Duds did, but like the focus on Duds this game is unreal right now. And the fact that Duds keeps getting away with it is even more disgusting. That is B-Boy and Damage's ults both down. Yuri not enjoying the 1v1 against Wiser right now. We had joked about Lonely, you know, paying respects to his seniors here, his Sunbei. Well, technically, Wiser's also Yuri Sunbei. So
yeah.
This Jax, the split push threat from Pain is real, and the scaling is coming online. We touched before that Pain struggles in the early game. They've been losing before they even get online. They're now online, and they're in Pain's target zone. I can't even call it comfort zone after watching Liberty last week, but they're where they want to be. So surely Pain start doing things now. I want to see them engage with somebody besides Duds. I know Duds is a priority target, but if he's that good at escaping, maybe go for Yuri, maybe go for Lonely.
Yeah, because Lonely's got the orange, he's got the removed scurvy to maybe get out the initial play, but he doesn't have a blood ward, you know, and maybe that's enough. Yuri, as you said, if you lock the Akali down, like you can see them and you can try and focus and drop that damage onto it. So we'll see if they can actually find some success on these engages. Meanwhile, Kabum are still happy to sit and wait and just kind of let Pain do whatever they want to do, and have gotten away without giving up a significant gold lead, though they haven't gotten a dragon in a fair old while. And at some point, Pain are going to have 3 to 4 Mountain Drakes with Tank Amumu, and it's going to be really hard to actually kill these people, especially if with Wiser as well. He's got the Hull Breaker, he's got the Frozen Heart, he's got some decent resistances of his own.
I'm just thinking too, the Mountain Soul is going to do so much to negate the poke that comes through from Lonely and from Duds, and heck, even from Skuro as well. So definitely Kabum don't want to give any of those over. We're seeing the teams kind of hover around the objectives. You can tell what the teams want to do. They want to team fight. They want to get objectives. Scary. Just ignoring everything.
He is really bulldozing his way into the jungle right now, and it's going to eat the response on this. The TP behind him. Scary's going to go down. This is a pretty rough situation for Kabum. Have they stepped too far? A late TP in from Lonely. Will it be enough to turn it? Yuri is already low. Karaoke is way out to safety. Duds forced to flash away. Kabum have been split apart and taken down by Pain. They finally stretched too far, and now it's back to the Baron.
Yeah, and this time they can do Baron. Yuri's back gets cancelled as well. Absolutely massive. Pain are going to be able to secure this unquestionably here. Yuri does have teleport, but Baron will be gone by the time he gets back into base. Trajan, finally, we get ourselves a massive team fight. And let's not forget how that started. It's Scary bulldozing his way in, and Kabum felt like they were a little bit too antsy. Pain Gaming have been waiting 8 games to pop off. They had the patience to wait 1 more.
Yes, they are finally in that winning position. That's the fight that we needed to see to open this game up, and the Dragon is live again. Pain going right back to it to try and hit Mountain Soul Point. Kabum, they're rotating over slowly but surely, but it's not going to be in time. 3 Dragons secured. As here's a replay of this fight. Scary just really got sick of it, it seems like. Just really forcing the issue.
Yeah, and look at where the rest of Kabum is, right? Like, you can see them all running in. They're like, hey, we are really, really far away. Heck, even Lonely actually had to walk out part way because he couldn't contribute to the fight when facing off against Wiser. He was worried about just flat out dying there. So by the time Kabum actually gets to the fight, they're already in shambles. Scary was already low. Duds kind of got popped off on the side, right? Like, Kabum, that was just a breakdown of communications from them.
Yeah, and a hefty punish that they suffer at its hands as well. Now, 53k on the board for Pain, only 48.5. That's a, what, 4.5k gold lead almost for Pain Gaming now, with 3 dragons stacked up on the Baron. So they've got the push to assist. Wiser, absolutely crushing it so far, headed towards his 3rd item and has a Baron-empowered split push to work with. Kabum, you can see how many members they're rotating over. This is a bit of an issue they have to deal with.
I don't know if they can kill him with those 3.
I don't think they can. Well, Wiser wants to give him a shot and go straight onto Lonely and chunks him down to 70%. In comes damage to follow it up, and down goes the GP. Pain with another successful pick in the side, and they've got the Baron push to follow it up with. Going from good to better right now. Karaoke, if he finds his way onto Duds, the summonerless Duds. But he's standing way over the other side. Doesn't want to leave the opportunity there.
TP from Decado. They are hard shoving this. They are kind of, it feels like they're trying to force an end to this game here. If they pick 1 or even 2 kills onto Kabum here, I think they just push straight in for the Nexus. But Kabum, they kind of play it safe here. And Pain Gaming, they are maximizing this Baron. They just broke the top side. And 30 seconds still left on the clock. They probably can't push anymore, but what they can do, Trajan...
This is cheeky. Oh, they found their way onto Duds, but can they follow it up with Decado? Is it enough to get the kill? This could be massive. This could be the kill they need. And down he goes. Killing spree for B-Boy. Love that from Karaoke and Decado.
You know what? I was thinking 30 seconds left in the Baron. You go back, you reset the waves, and get ready, for Dragon in like a couple of minutes, 3 minutes there. Just shove out side lanes. No. Pain really maximized. They get the pick, and that's going to buy them another shove, this time in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's those staggered death timers now. Scary comes alive, but his AD carry is still dead. It's another lane going to get pushed in. Baron buff falls off, so they don't have too much of a wave to work with. They don't have the Varus right now, but Lonely should be able to do a decent job clearing out those waves. Pain Gaming throwing up the Sun Disc. And standing in the faces of Kabum, who really have never found a solid opportunity for an active play yet in this game, as now maybe damage steps too far forward. Just get the quickness. He's under the tower, though. He is going to fall to Lonely. Steps back behind. That Azir tower. And a step too far for the Pain support, but not too much lost.
I feel like we cassacred this in multiple ways here. Wiser will be fine. That's a Jax. A very fed Jax, I might add.
A Hullbreaker, very fed Jax.
Oh, I didn't even notice the Hullbreaker. Oh,
yeah,
my goodness. Okay. Yeah, Wiser is fully committed to not being with his team. He's just like, I'm on my own. I'll end this game by myself. You guys do you things. And it's fine. The rest of Pain is strong enough. And you look at this composition with the Amumu, with the Azir, with the Xayah as well. They have so much disengage on their side that they're good to go. They can afford to just say, okay, if we pick a bad fight, we walk away. They've got the Dragon stacking their favor as well, so they can afford to give that up if they need to. And yeah, I know we kind of cassacred a lot of people here because we were just saying like, oh, everybody voted Kabum and Pain's coming in. And Trajan, I'm perfectly fine with that. I win either way. If Pain wins, I'm happy as a fan.
Yeah.
If Kabum wins, my predictions are happy.
Yeah, you can't really lose off this scenario. I mean, to be honest, the only way you can maybe lose is if Pain, looking so good here, still managed to throw this one away. Like, surely that is going to sting too much to outweigh the predictions. Because, like, this is a position that Pain Gaming have to be able to convert on. They're looking so good right now. They won't find the bandage toss. They won't find the kills just there. But don't lose too much HP. And the Soul is coming up in 40 seconds. They are primed to pick this one up. Scary could look for the steal. They might be able to find a miracle fight for Kabum, but they've got to do something fast.
I mean, Scary just had to flash there. So you won't have that available for the steal to come in. The blast cone's not there either. You have to queue over the wall. And with how mobile damage is, the damage could just stop that altogether. Yuri trying to be sneaky here on the side, but you can't deal with the Jax.
Yeah, the flash on for the Counter-Strike stun, and damage is there ready and waiting. Yuri, of course, a slippery customer on the Akali, is hard to nail down. It's wasting a fair amount of time. Looks like they'll give it the chase, but they use the ult as well to escape. So that's another cooldown off the table. Akali could kind of need that, and Kabum, they're not even looking here. This is just going to go down for the soul.
Yeah, I feel like the moment Yuri got caught out, Kabum was just like, okay, we can't make this play anymore. And again, it's the right call. You've got Baron coming up in 10 seconds as well. If you go for the Dragon, it's a coin flip. You've got better chance at Baron, but you are now running up into a Mountain Soul team. And remember what we said earlier, Trajan, the poke from Lonely, Dud, Skuro, that's not going to be as effective. And I feel like as behind as they are right now, that's what they needed to do, was soften them up with poke first before Kabum engages onto Pain Gaming. That's not even really an option. It feels like Pain have to misstep here.
Oh, Karaoke, straight onto Yuri. He could drop the ultimate, chooses to save it. Oh, but he gets over the one to Lonely.
Okay.
That's a bigger target. There's the follow-up. And GP falls just like that. It's a nightmare start for Kabum for the potential game-ending Baron fight, as Pain, again, will be uncontested. Kabum never able to find that play they need. Scary, he's going to have a go, though. He's going to step up to the pit. Is he going to find a way in? He's going to turn and run. And now they have to make sure they get away alive. If they lose anyone else here, that could just be the game ending.
Yeah, Pain are just pushing forward here. Damage has Quickening ready as well. Ready to kind of go in as soon as he smells any sort of weakness here from the team. And Trajan, we've seen this before. Pain pushed in with Baron very efficiently on the top side. Even on the mid push, they only kind of screwed up by going in a little bit too deep and taking turret damage. Look at this. They're not even waiting for the minions here. They're just kind of brute forcing this 10 seconds onto Lonely before he's up. But what's he going to come up to? A base in shambles?
He's going to come up to an absolute nightmare. 2 inhibs likely going to be the casualty here, with super minions already knocking on the door. They don't have bot lane prepped, but who say they even need it? Scary finds an engage onto B-Void. Big follow-up and forces out that damage. Karam Barrage burning across the side of Pain. It's getting a little dicey here. Yuri goes in deep, but he's rooted up. Will he be able to find the kills he needs? Scary pushed back by Kato again, and Wiser on the flank. Again threatening, sliding in, and goes golden is Azir. Duds on the front line, desperately trying to escape. Now he has the flash. Will he hold it for next game again? There he goes, he uses it, and he finds damage. We've seen that story before. Kabum not done yet, not going down easy. I think they might be able to hold the door if they can keep these 4 members alive.
There are still burned up minions, super minions coming in as well here. So if Kabum need to hold this, they need to find a force back now. It's not working. Skuro being chunked as well. And look at the healing. The shields have respawned for Pain Gaming.
And Lonely's barrels, they keep getting knocked over by Pain. He can't clear the wave. And now that last tower's gone down. Yuri, though, he's in and gone golden. He's trying to find that kill into the shroud. Ults the safety. Wiser, though, on top of Lonely, forces a stasis. The Nexus is exposed, everybody. And Pain Gaming, against all the predictive odds, against everything we've known about CBLOL this year, the trends, the upsets, they keep coming. And Pain Gaming will take down Kabum.
Trajan, you said before that you seem the cursed Fury. When you believe that they can't